Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Enjoy the Outdoors. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 essentials. So what are the 10 essentials? Well, it's the 10 things that you're going to need on any hike that you go on. And the first one is navigation. So where do we start with navigation? Well, we start with a map. So there are many different types of maps, and the ones that we usually use for hiking are called topographic maps. Now there's a lot of different topographic maps out there. You can get them from all sorts of different vendors. They have all sorts of different areas that they cover. You can always depend on the ones from the United States Geological Society. So those ones, usgs.org, can be ordered from all over the US. So you can order them in different sizes depending on where you're going to hike. You also want to make sure that you have a compass with you. The compass will tell you what direction that you're going. Now, if you think, oh, well, why do I need a map and compass? I have my phone. Well, if your phone runs out of battery, or if your phone is out of range and there's no signal, then these are great backups, as well as a GPS. Now, a GPS unit talks to anywhere from 5 to 6 satellites and will tell you your exact position within about 3 to 9 meters. All right. When you're out on the trail, you want to make sure that you have a flashlight just in case it gets dark. You can also have a headlamp. Headlamp will go right on your head, and all you have to do, especially if you have sticks and you're walking on a steep trail, is point your head to the direction that you want to see. You can also use a chem light as well. Next is sun protection. So with sun protection, you want to make sure that you have sunblock with you. SPF 30 or above is recommended. You also want to make sure that you have your sunglasses to keep your eyes sheltered from the sun. And you also want to make sure that you have a hat. So the hat's going to give you shade, the sunglasses are going to block UVA and UVB. You also want to make sure that your clothes, much like your hat, are made out of a material that also blocks UV rays. That's rated as UPF. Now, in case of emergencies, you want to make sure that you have your first aid kit. I have a first aid kit that has all sorts of things, bandages, Neosporin, antibacterial ointment, but you also want to have a little thing called moleskin. So if you have blisters or anything like that, blisters, hot spots on your feet, you can apply moleskin either before or after to really take care of your feet, because they're what's going to carry you through your hike, and you want to make sure that you're nice and comfortable. You can get first aid kits ready to go pretty much at any retail store. Let's see here. You also want, especially since we're in Texas, to bring insect repellent. That way that there aren't any mosquitoes or any other bugs like ticks that might jump off of something and land onto you. So remember to spray down. You also want to make sure to bring a knife. So something that is able to cut foliage. If it has serrations, great. Just in case, you might need to start a fire. If you are bringing things like tents, you may need more tools. So like a multi-tool might be a good option for you. In the event of an emergency in which you are staying overnight, you're probably going to need some heat. So that means bringing matches for a fire. There are different fire starters. There are flints, there's magnesium, there's all sorts of stuff to start fire, as well as tinder, but matches are usually pretty standard. Also, in the event of an emergency, you're going to need an emergency shelter. So I recommend carrying with yourself an emergency blanket. Now, these are thin Mylar. What they'll do is they will reflect your body heat right back to your body. So you kind of wrap yourself around, or you stuff it in your clothes, and it'll make you nice and toasty. In the case of rain, an easy way to get shelter from rain is making your own poncho from a trash bag. So really easy. It's a trash bag. They're around, you probably have one at home, but you can bring it along with you just in case. Also would do well as an emergency shelter. I usually also, in the case of emergency, carry a whistle, because yelling help, 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 help gets really, really, really hoarse on your throat after a long time. Now you also want to bring along extra food. So you could bring along freeze-dried food, you could bring granola bars, power bars, Cliff bars, all the different bars that are out there. You just want to make sure that you have enough energy to get out of wherever you got yourself into. So that also includes water. So you can carry water in a variety of ways. You can carry it in a bottle, plastic, or a double insulated metal bottle. You could also carry them in more of like a skiing sack type. And then backpacks like these sometimes come with a bladder that you're able to, and a tube that comes right out, just like a straw. Let's see here. Oh, also, something like a life straw might be handy in case you don't want to carry water like this. You can drink it straight out of a stream and cut down on a lot of the microbacteria that would be in there that may cause you some tummy problems. Last but not least, you want to make sure that you carry extra clothes. So that UPF clothing that we were talking about, so that in hot or cold climates, you can either layer up to be warmer or layer down to be cooler. And always bring some socks. So always bring socks with you when you go hiking in case they get wet. You don't want to hike around in wet socks, and these will be nice and cushy. So those are the 10 essentials, really quick, really fast. Navigation, flashlight, sun protection, first aid, knife, matches, shelter, extra food, water, and clothes. So it's a lot of gear, but carry for what you need that day in the areas that you're familiar. All right, thanks for joining us for Enjoy the Outdoors, and we'll see you on the trails.